Hi everyone, this is Tammy, owner of Worthy, Worth It, and Priceless, and today's podcast is titled Press On. With this more than likely being the last podcast of this decade, I wanted to give you guys encouragement just to keep going. I know if you've been looking on social media, you have seen how people have been showing like their lives from the last 10 years, like what they used to look like in 2009 into what they look like now, basically. And 10 years is a long time. And the funny thing about it is, I remember where I was 10 years ago. My whole life was basically changed. I was starting over. There was no blog, there was no podcast, there was no real direction. I changed my major again. I was for the final time I ended up graduating with a retail management degree. And I ended up quitting my job at a hotel and I was working in retail. And so basically, like, my whole life changed and I was starting over. And I didn't know, like I said, I lacked direction. You couldn't have told me 10 years ago that I would have had a podcast. I didn't even know. I don't even think podcasts were even around that time. I'm not sure. And you couldn't have told me any of that. Like, anything that I'm doing today, I would never imagine if you told me 10 years ago, because like I said, I lacked direction. I didn't know anything. But the one thing about it is, no matter where your life is, you have to keep going and you have to keep pressing. You have to look over. Let's try to do it a different way, because everybody, like I said, everybody's showing the pictures of what they used to look like and what they look like now. But think about over the last 10 years of how far God has brought you. Think of all the times that you thought that you weren't going to make it and He suddenly made a way. Think about all the times that maybe your heart was broken and God showed you another way. Think about maybe the job that you thought that was over and the next thing you found a better job. Or He put you on a different path of actually even opening and starting your own business, or you're helping out family members or whatever. God will make a way for you if you allow Him to. You have to keep pressing on. And I know it's easier said than done, especially in the holiday season. Where I live at, there seems to be like tragedy every day. Lately, it's just been a lot of stuff that was going on. And a lot of people have been basically losing their lives left and right, it seems. But no matter what, you have to keep pressing on. If He woke you up this morning, it's for a reason. If you don't like the way that your life is, you have an opportunity every day to change it. You can look back over like, well, you know what, maybe I didn't like what I did yesterday. Let's try to do something different today. If you don't like something, you can change it. You are here for a reason. You have purpose. Our fight is to basically get over the threshold of 2020. And the reason why I say it like that is because I realized for myself, and I just realized it recently, I have been in a cycle for the last 10 years. There's things that I didn't learn. And for some reason, the same lessons kept coming up. And I really didn't realize it until, like I said, the other night. And basically, I am tired of this cycle. I am so tired of this cycle. And it's like, God, I figured it out. I figured it out. Can we please move on to the next thing? And that's the thing. You just got to keep pressing on. Sometimes you're going to hit your head. I hit my head a lot of times before I figured it out. Like, oh, okay, that was what you wanted me to do. And sometimes if you don't even know, just ask God. He will make a way. So you might end up seeing somebody and they be like, oh, you know what? This is what you should do. Or you might end up, God to just speak to you in different ways and things like that. But you have to keep pressing on. I know that your circumstances may not look the way that you want them to, but just keep pressing on. You have an opportunity every day to make a change in your life, and maybe you don't see it, but write it down. Start working towards that plan. Make simple goals, even if they're small. They don't have to be, oh yeah, I want to be a millionaire tomorrow. It could just start small. Start with an idea, start with a plan, and just keep going. But you have to keep going. I know how it feels not to want to wake up in the morning, to be angry at God because he woke you up in the morning, because you just like, why won't you take me out of here? But he's not taking you out of here because there's somebody who needs you, somebody who needs your gift, but you cannot give up. It is hard. But anyone that you might be missing, especially if they're on the other side of life, they wouldn't want you to give up. They want you to keep going. You have a life and it's supposed to be lived, and you need to live it to the fullest. Don't start thinking like, oh, it will never work out for me. If you keep saying things like that, then it will never work out for you. But you have to start speaking life into yourself. You are going to make it. You are going to succeed. You are going to be successful. You are going to be established. You are going to be able to get out of debt. You are going to be able to get that job that you want. You are going to be able to start a career for yourself. You are going to be an entrepreneur. You are going to make it, but you have to know that. So every day you have to press on. I know that is hard, but if you can get to the next second, you can get to the next minute, and you can get to the next hour. You can do this, but you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that God has placed you on this earth for a specific reason, and you are going to make it. You are fully capable. You are whole as yourself. You are going to make it. I don't care what someone else may have said about you, how anyone else may think about you. You have to love yourself before anyone else can love you. You have to know what you expect, know your standards, and know what God has created you for. You're here for a reason. Even if you don't know your purpose, maybe you don't know your calling, but keep going. It will be revealed to you. You have everything inside of you. You just have to know that yourself. Let's change your perspective. Change your mindset. Whatever happened in this past decade, just make sure it don't happen in the next decade. There is nothing like living every day and you're like, man, I am going through the same thing. Just like the movie, like in Groundhog's Day, you're waking up every morning, you're going through the same thing. But if you are, it's because God is trying to teach you something. There is something in the next level that you need to conquer now, because God doesn't want it to take you out once you get to the next level of life. As this decade draws to a close, realize that you're special, that you're going to make it, and that there's greater for you. I can only give you the encouragement, but you have to believe it for yourself. You're going to make it much farther than anyone else in your family. You are going to make it. God has a specific plan and purpose for your life. You're not on this earth unnecessarily. Someone needs what is on the inside of you, but you have to see that. So no matter what happens in life, you have got to press on. Realize and know that you are worthy, worth it, and priceless. So until next time, bye.